Welcome back, Duelist, to Old Format Yu-Gi-Oh! Today we are starting our top 8 for our Tengu Plant Draft Format Tournament. For anyone that is tuning in right now, because I know a lot of people like to tune in just for the top 8, basically every Duelist in this got to draft from a pool of decks, and they each ended up on 4. Once you play one in round 1, you can't play it until top 8 if you make it, and so on and so on. So basically your decks will get worse and worse, or better and better, depending on which ones you use. But of course, you have to predict what your opponent's going to use to try to get to top 8 in the first place. But we are in top 8 now, so all the decks have reset, basically. Down here in the bottom, we have Azathoth144, aka Mark, who is on Water Synchro, which is kind of just like Tengu Plant with frogs, versus CXM or Chris P, who is on Dark World. And for those who watched the last video, these two already played each other, except Mark was on Nordics, so it's kind of funny that they were paired up in top 8 right after. But either way, let's get into it. Alright, Mark is going to open up Treeborn, MST, Lone Fire, Reborn Tengu, Swap Frog, and Birdman. Very explosive hand, actually. Okay, we're going to roll a die. We like to see it. Swap Frog, send Treeborn. Definitely a reactive hand, but very explosive. Set MST. Chris is going to open up Dealings, Judgment, Snow, Reckless, Allure, and Reborn. Okay. Dealings into Beige. Mark will get to pitch a Treeborn, but he'll pitch Snow, search Grapha, Allure, banishing the Beige, draw 2 more cards. We'll see what he's going to end on. It's going to end on Judgment, Reckless Greed, and Starlight, and Mark's going to hit the Judgment. Great hit. Treeborn comes back, summon Tengu, Birdman on the Tengu. Special Swap Frog, send Ronin. Are we seeing the big boy? Hell yeah, we're seeing Trish before it gets banned. We love this card. Birdman does get banished. He's going to hit 3 cards. He's going to hit Starlight, not bad. Only stops from destroying, not banishing. He's going to hit the Snow, and he's going to hit the Snow in the Grave. Does he have anything in Grave? No, he does not. Very good. And gets the last Tengu, I believe. Yep. Get in for a lot of damage. You can never really beat a Trish play, honestly. Whenever you're uncertain, just play Trish. And you might not have saw it, but Chris bricked. I think it was Reborn, Grapha, Silva, and 2 trap cards. So we're going quickly into game 2. Chris is going to open up Double Snow, Warning, Sangan, Reckless, Grapha. Kind of a brick, honestly. He's playing a bunch of traps, and it's not really helping with the consistency. I figured whoever got Dark Worlds would just play kind of a turbo version, but I mean, probably the slower version is better, let's be honest, but I think it's more fun to play turbo. Summon Sangan, set Reckless, and Mark's going to open up Swap, Warning, Book of Moon, Crow, Lone Fire, and Vanity's Fiend. That is a scary card. Swap Frog will send Treeborn. Crash into Sangan. Oh, he's actually going to Book of Moon to keep his Swap Frog. I like that. Okay. Ooh, Chris is going to rip that tour guide. Will Mark Warning? He will. All right, Chris back to waiting. Treeborn comes down. Lone Fire into Spore. He's going to sink 4 Formula. Draw 1. Ooh, rips a Tengu. That's great. Ooh, okay, so he's going to banish Lone Fire for Spore, Special Swap Frog, go for Brio, gets Warninged. I think he went a little too minus for that, in my opinion. I don't think you had to do much there, but to each their own. Actually, no, it was fine, because he could have won Stardust afterwards. We're going to see Dealings of Ditch Snow. Get Gates of the Dark World. We're going to activate, ditch another Snow, search Dealings. Upstart first into card destruction. That's a scary one. Ooh, Mark's going to hit the Dandy. We're going to see Grapha hit the Formula. However, he will DD Crow, the Grapha. We're going to see second Gates come down. Snow search Beige, card destruction, or I might search Brow. Things were going quickly. Beige gets summoned, draws an extra 1. Drag down, hit Mind Control. Pitch a Brow, draw 1. Bounce for Grapha into the second DD Crow that was drawn by Mark. That's pretty funny. However, Chris will reborn his Brio, which is probably better than Grapha, debatably. And Mark is now on 2 cards, and Chris has Deck Devi, Reckless, Reckless. Jinx Synchron going for the Librarian. Beat over Brio, we like that. Foolish, the final Grapha. Double Reckless Greed. This is not looking too good for Mark right now. Pitch Beige, summon Tour Guide, Veil of the Tour Guide. I don't think this is game, but Mark is trying to win on 1 card, so writing's probably on the wall. Yeah, draws a Ronin Totem. We're going to game 3. Okay, the all-important game 3. All right, he's going to open up Dandy, Mind Control Reborn, Thunder King Ryo, Ronin Totem, and Econ. Thunder King and pass. You gotta love to see it. Chris is going to open up Dealings, Snow, Tour Guide, Beige, Foolish, and Drag Down. Well, Thunder King does stop the Snow, but not the Beige. Foolish for Grapha. Oh, is this the time? Okay, we had a... I think we revert things here. One second, let me just check real quick. Yeah. So we had to look up a very, very obscure ruling, because Grapha is inherent, apparently, but very, very strangely worded. But apparently, Thunder King can negate Grapha. We don't know if that's correct now, or if it was fully correct, but when I looked up rulings, this took like 5 minutes too, that is what it looked like. So very interesting ruling, basically. And it looks like he's just going to normal summon it and then bring back the Grapha anyway. But hey, you save on life. Swap Frog, send Treeborn. Go for Renatone and go for Gachi Gachi. Very defensive play. Tour Guide, go for Brow. And he's not going to do anything. Oh, he's going to set the warning, set the drag down, and activate drag down. Let's see, pitches Baze, pitches Tengu. Makes sense. Now go for Leviathan. Beat over twice. Can't quite get rid of it, though. T-King comes down. Econ on the Leviathan. Beats over Grapha. Beats over the Beige. And we're going to see another set Econ. Okay. Tour Guide, search another Brow. Go for Grapha into the DD Crow. You like to see it. Oh, we learned that you kind of have to... Chris is typing in the chat, but you have to do it when it's summoned, basically. Like, once Grapha activates, it's like it brings it back immediately or something like that. Like, it just happens because it is inherent. So you have to DD Crow on the summon of Brow, I believe. Either way, Dragon's going to hit a Mind Control, beat over Thunder King into the Econ, puts it in defense. Summons Leviair, which has no real targets right now besides Treeborn. Mark drew another Tengu. It's going to ditch 1-for-1, ditch Dandy, Special Spore. Ooh, I can add up to 9, can you guys? Into the Trish. Aw, the warning. That's not fair. Reborn Tengu gets summoned. Spore, Scrap Dragon. I mean, it's good, but it ain't no Trish. Words to live by. Gets a Torrential Tribute. Scrap Dragon gets in. I'm in full support of Mark popping the backer. I don't know why he didn't, because this could cost him the game. Summon Snow, Torrential. Ooh, Reborn the Scrap Dragon. This is getting close. Warning, Ronin Totem. Summon that. Go for Cataster. Oh, yeah. That's a funny thing. Ronin Totem can't be used as a synchro material. First line. If you could, things would be a bit broken, but sadly, Mark is just left there with the Birdman on board. Scrap Dragon, pop Birdman. Oh, and that is a dirty top deck. Mark draws the Pot of Avarice. He's putting it all back. Chris is waiting with bated breath right now. MST Junk Synchron, and I think Junk Synchron does it. Oh, does he have no target? He didn't have another target. That's tragic. Scrap Dragon beat over Junk Synchron. Now this warning is dead. But we do have an Econ for game. That is a great top deck on Mark's part. So beat him in top 8 and beat him in round 4. That sucks. Mark proceeds to top 4. However, of note, his tier 1, at least according to the draft deck, Water Synchro, can't be used. And Chris is sadly eliminated from contention. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll have the other 3 posted every day starting from now. Remember to like, comment, subscribe down below. You know, the usual stuff. And have a good one, duelists.